Hola diamond painting friends, Jessica here with Tiny Worlds of Wonder, stopping in to share a whip parade for 2021. Now if you're new to the channel, if you're new to YouTube or the crafting community in general, whip just means work in progress. So this is going to be a video where I share all of my current diamond painting projects with you. Now last week I did a video where I talked about all of my finishes for 2021. So if you want to see all the diamond paintings I completed this year, I'll stick a link up in the card so you can find that easily. But I realized this year when I was making that video that I actually worked on a lot more diamond paintings than I finished, and a lot of time was dedicated to these whips or works in progress. So I wanted to share a little bit of that with you today. I hope you've had a wonderful week. I hope you've had a wonderful holiday if you celebrate. And if you don't, I hope you've had a wonderful month of December. As we kick off a brand new year, I truly am wishing you all the best for 2022. I really hope that 2022 is much better than 2021. I remember a year ago thinking, 2020 is finally over. And then 2021 was like, I've got another dumpster fire for you. So hang tight. Here's to hoping 2022 is the year for all of us. So I'm sending you guys all the best for a fabulous 2022. So let's get into it. Now, the whips I'm going to share with you today are really a very small proportion of all the diamond paintings in my stash that have drills on them. So I definitely have more kits in my stash with drills on them than what I'm going to show you today, because I often receive demo canvases or things like that where I want to do a small portion of the canvas to kind of review it and show you how it's going to look. I'm not including any of those demos in today's whip parade. I'm only including things that I've actively kitted up that I kind of work on in either a regular rotation or that I've completed at least one section of outside of my normal video filming schedule for the year. So these are truly things that I consider works in progress for me. And I'm going to start with my most recent one. So this is a canvas you guys have not seen yet on the channel. This is Yellow Frida by artist Caroline Smith from Distracted by Diamonds. This is one of Distracted by Diamonds' most recent releases. This canvas, the moment I saw it, I knew I had to buy it. It is full of bright colors, cheerful colors. The artwork is absolutely gorgeous. I'll make sure I have some long distance views of the canvas before I started it up on the screen there so you can see it in its full glory. This is a big one, like I said. It's a 62 by 88 centimeter round with a whopping 54 colors. There's a huge number of colors in this bad boy. I have started this section across the top. I didn't mean to. I couldn't help it. I kitted this up on Christmas Eve. I just wanted to start it. So I have. Look at the colors. I couldn't even fit all the colors in containers because there are so many colors in this. But you guys, look at the colors in this beautiful canvas. I can't get over it. I'm so excited to work on it. It's got purples, teals, hot pinks. I mean, it's just so cheerful and so joyful, and it's really what I needed. Blinging it out with some diamond dots, gold special drills. I will definitely keep you posted on this one. As I continue on it, it's going to be absolutely amazing. I know it's really hard to see with my harsh lighting here today, but this is truly an epic portrait of Frida Kahlo. It's gonna be amazing. So, super excited about that one. I'm going to move now to my oldest whip. All right, guys, now we're moving into the Hall of Shame for my whips just a little bit. I started this canvas so long ago, like ridiculously long ago. I'll link the unboxing video up in the cards so you can see how long ago. I think it was the winter of maybe even 2018. It's been forever ago. This is a huge canvas. It's a 70 by 92 square. This is a custom I ordered from a shop called Glimgy Official Store on AliExpress. Before I really realized what was up with AliExpress and all the art that they steal on AliExpress, this luckily is a public domain image because it was created like around 1900, so it's old enough to be in the public domain. It's a vintage magazine cover from a magazine called Puck. While I really like the artwork, and it hasn't been the worst canvas that I've ever worked on, I find that I'm just not very motivated to work on it because the quality is just low enough. Like it's just far enough below my more quality canvases that if I have a choice, I always choose something else to work on. The drill fit is okay, but it is double-sided adhesive, which in my climate means this whole baby, you can even see it now, is full of rivers where the canvas has contracted because of the climate. And so I know when I get this finished, no matter how diligent I am about cutting rivers out, that I'm gonna have some raised drills in it. I know it's not going to be quite the quality of my other canvases, and because it's so big, it's just not very motivating to keep working on it that often. So this Christmas, I did make an effort. I was proud of myself. I made an effort. I finished Santa's face and this Victorian lady here giving him a kiss on the cheek. The rendering is just fine. I like the canvas and the rendering just fine. It's one of those things where I don't want to pitch my work on it all together because this took me a long time, but it's also kind of not at the top of my rotation as far as fun things to work on. So there's my oldest whip. It's going to continue to be my oldest whip for a good long time. That is Puck. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but do you guys tend to hoard your favorite canvases? Hoard in the sense that you feel like they're sort of like your holy grail canvases. This is one for me. This is possibly my favorite diamond painting canvas of all time. In my stash, this is Zodiac from Distracted by Diamonds. This is an Alphonse Mucha. Now I call this my holy grail because something about this canvas makes me so happy that I really only pull this out when I need it. This is like my therapy canvas because the rendering is beautiful. It's basically ideal, I think. Probably because this canvas is very large. It is a 80 by 80 basically. It is round. The drills are so beautiful, so sparkly. And so I maybe pulled this out 2 or 3 times this year on days when I really needed it, if that makes any sense. If you guys have canvases like that, please let me know. This canvas has been packed with patty wax rolled down inside, and so every time I pull it out, it smells beautiful. It's like a sight experience, a smell experience. It's like, it just makes me happy. So this is my second oldest whip in my stash. I love this canvas. I don't know if I'll finish it in 2022. Part of me is like, I really should just sit down and dedicate myself to this. But part of me is like, I almost love the canvas too much for it to become like a daily experience for me. I don't know. This is my favorite canvas of all time. So there is Zodiac from Distracted by Diamonds, my second oldest work in progress. This next whip is not a whip of shame. This is actually a piece that I'm really proud of, and I'm really pleased with my progress on it. So this is a Diamond Dots freestyle project I've been working on. I rendered this portion of the famous painting, The Birth of Venus, myself using a software called Threadbare Designer, which I'll link in the description below if you're interested. I have been doing this canvas from a cross-stitch pattern using Diamond Dots freestyle drills, which I ordered from creativecreations.me. I'll put that link in the description below too so you can find it. This is just the Diamond Dots canvas that comes with adhesive already applied to it. It does have a grid, which is kind of a shame because you can see the grid through my round drills, but I actually really love this one. I love working on this one when I need something that's a little more intellectually stimulating than diamond painting. This is much more like cross stitch, so if you're a cross stitch lover and you have not tried a blank canvas project, maybe that could be a goal for you in 2022. Of course, they're much slower. The design is not pre-printed. You have to follow a pattern, but it is really rewarding to watch this come to life from a completely blank canvas. And this is one that I pull out at least once a month and try to do 100 or 200 drills on. And I found it really enjoyable. In 2022, it's actually a goal of mine to start a blank canvas diamond painting from a Heaven and Earth Designs pattern. So that is the Birth of Venus. If I could do anything differently here, I would use square drills and not round, so you couldn't see the grid. But if you are not constrained by kind of the products you're using, or you don't have particular drills in mind, square drills with a blank canvas can be a really fun project. I will list Heaven and Earth Designs down below too, so you guys can see all the patterns they have. They do actually have some pre-printed designs for diamond paintings these days. So there are a number of options for you there, and you can even order your blank canvases through Heaven and Earth Designs now. And if you're looking for drills, I'll stick a couple options for you down in the description as well. So there is the Birth of Venus. My next work in progress is called In the Forest of Arden from a company called A Homespun Hobby. This is a canvas that I unboxed and started working on during summer with the masters, and then I realized that I definitely wasn't going to finish it in time for summer with the masters, so I turned my attention to the Church at Auvers, which is a little smaller, and I was able to finish that one. I have really enjoyed working on this one. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. I just found myself burning out a little bit on kind of these subtle greens and browns that were going on here, but I fully intend to finish it. This is a public domain image that A Homespun Hobby worked up for me as a custom and sent to me free of charge. I found it to be really enjoyable so far. I haven't had any issue with the adhesive. The drills are a tiny bit inconsistent as far as shape goes, but nothing outside the realm of what I would consider normal for my past experiences with square drills. I haven't checked in on Sally lately to see if she's still in business or still making canvases. I assume that she is. I know for a while there she was experiencing some growing pains with all the supply chain issues that were going on during COVID from factories in China. So I don't know if that's been resolved. I'm really unaware of kind of where things are, the state of things with A Homespun Hobby. But I have no complaints about this canvas whatsoever. And I just really need to get back into it and make a goal maybe to do a square a month or something like that until I can get it knocked out, because the piece of art is one of my favorites and I'm really excited to get into the main figures that live here a little bit lower on the canvas. So there is In the Forest of Arden. Now, I'm often asked where I store my works in progress for diamond painting, and the answer to that really is all over the place. I have puck stashed under a cover that's over my wood table right now at this moment. I also sometimes roll up my diamond paintings with drills out and just wrap a couple rubber bands around them and stand them up tall vertically inside my craft desk where they're not going to have a lot of dust hitting them all the time. Most often I use this same procedure, but I leave them in their original box with the drills rolled to the outside. So if you have a number of works in progress, that might be a solution for you to store some of them in their original boxes. One of these days, I'll also show you guys how to make a diamond painting portfolio, which is where I keep all my finishes now that I've come to have quite a number of them. So that'll be upcoming at some point as well. Now, toward the end of my whip parade here today, I'm also going to include a couple of paint by number kits that I've been working on, only because paint by number is pretty similar to diamond painting, and I feel like these are in the same wheelhouse for diamond painters a lot of times. This was my first ever paint by number start, and it continues to be a work in progress. This is called Big Ben by Night. This is from a company called Winnie's Picks. It is a 40 by 50. I ordered this. It has been a work in progress for me for a couple of years. Now, if you guys are into paint by number, I will give you a little cautionary tale here. I pull this out at least to work on once every few months. This is an acrylic paint by number kit. And so every time I work on it, I refresh my paints, I add a little water, but I did get to a point in this late summer this year where I pulled out one of these grays and it had completely dried out. So what I had to do was mix my own shade of gray using my own acrylic paints. I think I got pretty close. But Winnie's Picks will only guarantee their paints for 6 months. So if you're starting on a paint by number, don't be like me and finish a huge portion of it and then realize your paints have dried out. You want to get to these. They don't store quite like diamond paintings. So I do like the kit. It is very intricate. It's taken me a long time because I'm a perfectionist. It's definitely the hardest paint by number in my entire stash. And I need to get my paints out again and just refresh them and make sure that everything is lasting, because it would really stink to get this much of the painting done and then have all the paints dry out. So don't be like Jessica. Finish your paint by numbers in a timely way if you start one. But there is Big Ben by Night from Winnie's Picks. My next paint by number work in progress is called Chaperone Rouge by Crafties. This is a much easier paint by number kit than the one I just showed you. The painting areas are much larger. Now, I must say that I am not super dedicated to my paint by numbers because the setup time to work on them for me is pretty extensive. Like, I have to pull out things from every corner of my house and I have to work on it at my kitchen table and then put it away because we have to eat at the table. So it's much harder for me to work on these than it is to work on my diamond paintings where I've kind of a dedicated area. I have really enjoyed this one. I'm pretty much finished with the main background, and I just need to keep going. I need to get the paints out, make sure they're okay. I started this one during the summer of 2021, so it's not been that long, but I do need to just make sure everything's okay with the kit, and then of course continue on with it. So there is Chaperone Rouge. Last but not least in my whip parade today is Flowering Skull from Crafties. This is a paint by number I started during Drills and Chills. It's another 40 by 50 pre-mounted. I am an affiliate for Crafties, so I did receive both of the two canvases I just showed you free for review. I'll make sure I stick a link in the description below to my affiliate stuff, and I'll stick a discount code in there for you guys as well, but I have to let you know about that affiliate partnership every time I discuss Crafties. So I've made it a little bit around the edges of this one. This took me hours and hours and hours to do this much so far. Partly because, like I said, I'm a perfectionist, and partly because dark colors take so many coats. Even though this is really good quality paint, I was not happy with even the look of 2 coats of this dark brown. And every time I look at it in natural lighting, I find that I need more fill in, more coats. So this has been very slow, but I do think it is super cool, and I think it's gonna look amazing when it's all done. Again, I just need to get my paints out, refresh everything, make sure everyone's okay, and then break this out in kind of a rotation. But I must say, even when I have an affiliate partnership with a company, I take the attitude about my crafts that they should always be fun. And so I don't believe in putting a ton of obligation on myself to finish or to make progress on kits. And maybe maybe that's not the way I should be, but I feel like when something is your hobby, it can become a job really, really quickly if you take it too seriously. So that is my progress on Flowering Skull. I hope you guys have really enjoyed seeing all of my whips. I will also be doing a cross stitch whip parade here in the coming month or so. So if you're a cross stitcher, hang around for that. It has been an absolute joy hanging out with you today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, a very happy and blessed 2022, and I look forward to continuing to craft with you during the coming year. Thanks so much for being here. As always, spread some joy wherever you are, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.